Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time coming across this channel, please don't make it your last. Hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up on this video, and leave me a comment if you end up enjoying this video. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey my love, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about my ALX Virtual Assistant journey week 3. First of all, apologize for taking this long to bring you the episode 3 of my 8-week long ALX Virtual Assistant program. So I stopped putting out programs on ALX Virtual Assistant at the time because at a point ALX stopped, offering virtual assistant as one of the courses they had. So ALX was still functional. They had other courses, but they had scrapped the virtual assistant program, and I really don't know why that happened. But now the program is back, it is running, and I'm here to update you on what to expect for each of the weeks. In week 3, we're taught how to use the Google Workspace. Now almost everybody is familiar with Gmail, and even if you're not familiar with Gmail, you're familiar with Google. Of course, we all use Google. When we have a headache, we're running to Google to find out, oh, why do I have a headache? We use Google for everything. I use Google every single day. So if you're familiar with Google, then maybe you should be familiar with the Google Workspace, or maybe not. Well, I'm here to help you out. Google Workspace simply means Google now, aside from having the search engine, which is the Google we all know, where we go to type in stuff, to find out information when we need to. There's a workspace side of Google where you can work. So after the breakout of COVID, of course, we discovered how important remote work was and all of that. So companies like Google decided to bring out platforms where you can streamline processes, where you can actually work without being in a physical environment. So that's for those that are not familiar with Google Workspace. So Google Workspace includes things like Google Sheets, Google Docs, Google Drive, Gmail. There are so many of them, but these are the basic ones that you need as a virtual assistant. Google Calendar as well. So as a virtual assistant, Google Workspace is your holy grail. Now, you might get into an organization or meet a client that needs a virtual assistant and then find out they have, other software that they use in their day-to-day activities, right? But as a virtual assistant, you could still introduce them to Google Workspace, and you could still use it personally to make work easier for you. As a virtual assistant, you need to be highly organized. You have to have somewhere where you do your work and it's organized, it's together, and it's looking presentable. Now, this is me talking outside ALX, because outside of ALX, of course, I did the program in 2022 and it's already 2 years now, and I've had a lot of experience using Google Workspace and virtually assisting people, right? Back to ALX Virtual Assistant course. So during the course, we're introduced to Gmail. Of course, Gmail is the email part of Google where you can send mails, receive mails, and all of that. Now, as a virtual assistant, one of your primary assignments would be to manage a client's inbox. What do I mean by managing a client's inbox? It simply means managing a client's mail. So now your clients might be using Gmail and might use other mailing platforms, but in ALX Virtual Assistant week 3, we're only taught about Google Workspace, which I think is pretty okay because virtually almost everybody uses Google. And even if your client doesn't use Google, or the organization you work with doesn't use Google Workspace, right? If you're able to grab it if you're able to understand Google Workspace, Gmail, and all of that, then it would make using other platforms much more easier for you. And then what do we talk about? Having a growth mindset and being proactive as a virtual assistant. Now, even if you're not used to these other platforms, there are so many other ways. You can always learn to use these platforms or these apps, right? So that's why as a virtual assistant, you should always have that growth mindset, have that mind that you can learn to do whatever it is, and you can always adapt to new systems. Anyway, like I said, I keep deviating from ALX right now. But yeah, back to ALX Virtual Assistant. So we're taught in week 3 how to, use Google Workspace, how to manage a client's inbox, manage Gmail, how to schedule out of office messages, how to organize mails, delete and unsubscribe from like irrelevant mails. And mind you, disclaimer, this is not like a tutorial video. I'm not here to like teach you how to use these things. I'm just here to brief you on what we're taught. But if you stick around long enough, you might catch up much later with my tutorial videos, because of course, like I said, I took the course 2 years ago. I've been virtual assistant for a while now, and I'm even now currently still working as a virtual assistant. So expect more videos on virtual assistant and things I do as a virtual assistant and stuff like that, like things like tutorials, everything virtual assistant on this channel. So yeah, we're also taught how to use Google Drive. Of course, Google Drive is more like the memory part of Google, where you have all of your documents saved, all of your work, so that you don't lose them. Over time, you can go back to previous work done, refer to them. It's not like you're working and then you're losing track of your work, right? You have them all saved. You can have, like in Google Drive, there are folders. You can have folders for each set of documentations and all of that, and then Google Drive really just saves up your work so that you're not losing track of like what you've done or work that you've done over time, in case you need to refer to them. And then it just makes it easier for you to access all of your documentations. Then we're also taught about Google Calendar. So as a virtual assistant, of course, you should be able to manage a client's calendar, schedule meetings, schedule appointments and all of that. So in the morning, you should be able to tell your client like, oh, you're having a meeting with so da da da, yeah. So in the morning, you should be able to, during the day or while you're working with a client or an organization or whoever it is, a stakeholder, you should be able to say, oh, in today's calendar, you have a meeting by 2, you have a meeting by 3, stuff like that. So you're able to like schedule meetings on behalf of your clients, and you're able to like see what they have scheduled or meetings they have to attend to for that day. That helps in your organization. That helps in your proactiveness. It helps you to be up to speed with like what your client has to do for that day, so that you are ahead of them. Because as a virtual assistant, you're supposed to assist them, help them not to miss out on stuff that are important, right? And then we're also taught how to use Google Docs, of course, the document part of Google, where you can like type stuff, save documents, edit and all of that. And then Google Sheets, of course, for data entry, for there's so many things. There are a lot of things that you can actually do on Google Sheets. You can create graphs, you can do a lot. So we're taught all of these, and like I said earlier, this is not a tutorial video, but this is just me trying to like bring you up to speed on what to expect, because knowing what to expect would help you prepare in advance, and then you're ready mentally and otherwise to like embrace what is ahead. Aside from how to use Gmail, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drive, Google Calendar, we're also taught how to use Google Slides, and we're also taught how to use Google Forms. So Google Forms is basically when you need to like create forms for like people to input data, or for you to gather information basically, or whatever you would need a form for. Google Forms is your go-to app, go-to app basically, because you can just easily create forms and then share with people and gather the data in whatever form you want. And then you can also use Google Slides like create presentations and all of that. So we're taught all about Google Workspace in week 3. Week 3 was quite easy and straight to the point, because we had a lot to deal with in week 4. So week 3 was, I would say, it's easy bitsy, because if you already have a 9 to 5, especially if you already use Google Workspace, you would find week 3 really simple and easy. We're taught the practical part, and then we're also giving the theory part. We're giving like tests, like we're giving tests and milestones to like test what we had already learned. So that's all about that for week 3. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.